Owen Mills, a disgraced former officer of the Staffordshire Police, has been incarcerated for engaging in a sexual connection with a vulnerable lady. The 22-year-old engaged in sexual contact with the woman in a police vehicle and subsequently in a hospital waiting area. He also exchanged sexual texts and photographs with a witness. Owen Mills, who resigned from his job in June 2023, has been incarcerated for 2 years. Stoke-on-Trent Crown Court Mills was assigned to oversee a woman with brain impairment resulting from alcoholism. Prosecutor Kat Shields stated, he participated in the transportation of the woman to Harplands Hospital, where she was to be confined under the Mental Health Act. The hospital refused to admit her as a patient. She was denied entry. She was apprehended in a police vehicle. An officer instructed Mills to stay with her and clearly directed him to activate his body-worn camera. Mills recognized that instruction. Subsequent to this, there was sexual intercourse between Mills and the woman in the rear of the police vehicle as she was detained under the Mental Health Act outside the hospital. Upon his colleague's return, the woman appeared more cheerful and vivacious. He believed Owen Mills had alleviated her discomfort. She was transported to St. George's Hospital in Stafford, where a bed had become accessible. Owen Mills was once more left alone with the woman at the hospital. They remained solitary for around 20 minutes. They engaged in sexual contact once again. The court was informed that the woman was hospitalized at St. George's for several days and spoke with Owen Mills via SMS. Miss Shields stated, the messages persisted on Christmas Eve. The content was sexually graphic and pertained to their encounters in the police car outside the hospital and in the waiting area of the second hospital. On Christmas Day, he sent her a message stating, "I desire you completely." On New Year's Day, he transmitted a photograph of himself clad in a police outfit. In January, the woman inquired with personnel at a mental health care institution regarding the appropriateness of her interactions with a police officer. Owen Mills was apprehended on January 12, 2023. He informed the authorities, "That is it, my life is over." He was suspended but subsequently resigned from the police force on June 6, 2023. The court was informed that Owen Mills had been assigned exclusively male officers following multiple reports from female officers to their supervisors, indicating that his sexual remarks and immature conduct made them feel uncomfortable. In a separate incident, Owen Mills obtained a statement from a female shop employee regarding a shoplifting allegation that occurred in September 2022. He requested her telephone number. She informed him that he had already entered it on the form, and he then saved the number in her phone and sent her a text message. The individuals subsequently spoke via texts, engaging in a WhatsApp chat from October 2, 2022, to January 4, 2023. Miss Shields stated, he transmitted a topless photograph to her and requested nude photographs in exchange. She refused, although she did send a photograph of herself in a bra. He transmitted a video of himself engaging in masturbation. They failed to convene and subsequently lost contact. Miss Shields stated, a punitive sentence is essential. At that moment, he was an unseasoned police officer. However, this does not mitigate his grave offences and his exploitation of 2 women in this instance, one of whom is very vulnerable. Owen Mills, from Bude, Cornwall, admitted guilt to 2 counts of the corrupt or inappropriate exercise of police powers or privileges. Elizabeth Power, in mitigation, stated that Owen Mills was 18 years old when he commenced his service in the police force. She stated, "It is evident from the remarks that he received minimal or no support from his colleagues and their perceptions of him. He was a young man estranged from his family and his surroundings. It is evident that it arises from a certain level of loneliness and isolation. He assumes complete accountability for his actions. He consents to transgressing the boundary. He possesses some understanding of his criminal behavior and its impact on the reputation of the police service. He acknowledges that it constitutes a significant violation of trust. He is still undergoing maturation. He is 22 years old. He has commendable character. He has forfeited his commendable character." Miss Power stated that Mills could be vulnerable in a correctional facility. Judge Richard McConnery stated that Owen Mills exploited his role as a police officer to interact with a witness in a criminal inquiry. He stated, You were engaging in that for your own sexual pleasure. Judge McConnery stated that Owen Mills' engagements with the second woman were of a more grave nature. He stated, "While your colleague was in the hospital deliberating her admission, you were assigned to oversee her and ensure her well-being, yet you engaged in physical sexual contact with her. The messages indicate that both of you engaged in additional sexual contact in the hospital waiting area. Subsequently, you maintained communication with her, resulting in a sexual connection." The public must have confidence in the police. They must be assured that individuals in vulnerable circumstances are not subjected to exploitation by law enforcement. You were aware of your obligations and chose to neglect them for your personal sexual gratification. The overwhelming majority of police officers exert considerable effort and uphold elevated standards. Your actions have eroded public trust in the police. The judge stated that the offense was of such severity that only immediate incarceration was warranted. Mills will serve 40% of the sentence, with the remainder on license.